Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my most humble, loving, and reverential pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Lord, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai. We are all gathered here with this beautiful occasion called Sai Retreat, and such a wonderful decoration, such wonderful offerings, the gathering over here. I feel nothing less that we are directly in Prashanti Nidham. First of all, thanks to Anand for sharing wonderful memories. And especially when you mentioned about COVID, something reminded me that during the COVID times, the bhajans, it was really difficult because nobody was allowed to enter the Kulwant hall, even the ashram. Only selected bhajan singers and, tabla and harmonium people were there. Luckily, we both were there several times. Yesterday, somebody was asking, are you going to pray for bhajans tomorrow, bhajans? I said, I've been playing and all the youngsters have been, they're playing so wonderful. Because it's not because it's not that I don't want to play, but during the COVID times especially, it so happened that we used to sit 5-6 feet away or maybe more, only like a couple of singers, one tabla player, one harmonium player, that's it. And suddenly it was announced, we came to know that our fellow, singers, they got COVID. That was even more difficult now. Because every day, almost, can you believe, every day I had to go to the hospital and get myself checked to go for the next bhajan. So, just with sheer love and mercy of Swami, I was there on tabla for 22 days alone playing morning, evening. So I don't want to say that it was me or nothing like that, but I'm saying the difficulty how it was. So okay, you can imagine when you ask me to play bhajan, I would rather make you play bhajan. So they are playing very good. All and my hearty congrats to all the youngsters who are doing very well, good bhajans. So wonderful opportunity today. When this time when I came to USA, checked in Miami, and the visa officer asked me just one question: why are you here? I was about to answer, but he only answered. He looked at the screen and said, oh, it's your yearly trip. Kind of, I do not know. So rally is like part of it. Every time, with Bhagwan's mercy, almost, I get to visit and interact with you, meet you all. Such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Bhagwan. Let me start with a wonderful story of Bhagwan way back to 1968. There's something click when I say 1968, something special in Bhagwan's avatar life. It was the East Africa trip, Bhagwan's East Africa trip. And this story, which I'm going to narrate now, was narrated in front of Swami by a dignitary during 2007 Kodai trip inside the ashram. After the evening bhajans used to be there, Aarti and all, public darshan finishes. In the ashram, Sai Shruti, there would be a small kind of a session and then dinner time. So during that period, in one of the sessions, this story was narrated. I would like to share that video. Maybe a few years ago, I might have shared, but with so many of you, it's again, good to revive and enjoy it. So, everyone knows Professor Kasturi, because the really, that time confidant of Swami, we can say, if I'm not wrong, very close to Swami, very, very close to Swami. And of course, during that time, Ishwaramma was there, and she used to go for darshans sometimes. She used to sit in the Prashanti Nidham hall, and so she came to know from the family that Swami is going to East Africa. So when the next time when she met Swami, she asked Swami, are you going to Africa? I heard that you are going to Africa. Somebody is saying that you are going to Africa. So Swami said, yes, some devotees are there. I am going to Africa. She said, no, don't go to Africa. It's a very dangerous place. There are so many wild animals there. So, it's better, not to go there to Africa. That was just like an initial dialogue. Later, as the days were planned and the travel day was coming closer, every day some input was given to Ishwaramma, and then she got even more scared. Somebody, was maybe discussing at home, there are tigers, there are lions, and there are all kinds of wild animals and elephants and all that. So again and again she used to say, no, we are not supposed to go there, don't go there. It's really dangerous. All your devotees here, they will come here. Like Ma hai, she's a mother. But somehow, as Professor Kasturi, then he was called in, and then she talked to Kasturi. You tell me exactly what are the plans and what everything is going to happen. So Kasturi sir said, he explained her, this is the way, Swami is not going alone. There is a big convoy, there are many people going along with Swami. And this is the first town. After that, Swami will travel to some other town. They will be going in a car, in groups and all, so there is nothing to worry. He was trying to explain the avatar's mother. But Ma to Ma hai na, she is a mother. So finally, maybe few days were left, and again, interaction between mother and the avatar. This time she was really curt. And she said, no, you are not supposed to go. And then, many people were there, standing over there, and suddenly said, they all know, I know that you are avatar, but do the animals know that you are an avatar? Ma saying, okay, Ishwaramma. So that was that kind of love, And lo and behold, and then she told that, look, I heard that you are going to travel by car and all, be careful. And, the travel started. Swami went to Africa. After the first city, darshan was done. I don't exactly remember which town and all, but the first city was done, all darshans and all were done, and they were supposed to travel next day to the next town. And they were supposed to go by car, 6, 7 cars, when Swami, of course, anytime, anywhere, he travels, there's a big convoy, and we have a police car, and we have a patrol car, all that. I do not know about 68, but that was how it was told. So, long journey of 5-6 hours, and the journey naturally was going through the jungle, and they have to cross the jungle and go to that town. So as the travel started, after a couple of hours, they entered the jungle. And when it went further and further, suddenly they found out that at a place where it is more bushy, right in the center of the road, a big pride of lions were resting. Vamakukshi, siesta, after their food. Only 15-16 hours of sleep. So you can't move, you can't honk, or you can't go and do like a dog, shuk shuk, you can't do that. They are lions, come on. Okay? So now you can think, is Swami going to wait? So they waited, like some time went by, and Swami started to get restless. Now, Kasturi sir is in the car, and he's praying to him only, Swami, please don't get out of the car. Just imagine, I don't have any screens over here, the photos and all, but you can, just make it, the image in your mind, how that scene would be. And finally, Swami opens the door and walks out. He walks out, goes in the center he goes and stands in the center of the pride. And what does he do? He starts patting them. They get up and they sit. They're looking like, as if they're a dog or a cat. They're looking at Swami, and Swami is patting them. And after some time, with a wave of a hand, Swami creates a bunch of bananas. Lions, bananas, it is beyond our comprehension. And he peels them and he starts feeding them, and they eat. The lions eat those bananas. That's the blessing, that's the prasadam. They realize it. So, after when Swami returned back home, the whole story was naturally told to Ishwaramma. And then when the confrontation was there, then Ishwaramma said, look, I had told you, don't get out of the car. Still you went out of the car. Ma to ma hai, she's the mother. So I thought I should start this with this kind of a beautiful narration and the story, which was a very personal thing, but shared by some dignitary in front of Swami. As we say that, getting a chance to sing in front of Swami. So, several artists were called in under several occasions for many decades. And out of them, so many top artists, some medium range artists, some youngsters, some Bal Vikas. Nothing is high or low in front of Swami. Everybody is everybody. If you get a chance, that is you are blessed. So I am telling you a story about what happened during around, say like 2018, 17. No, sorry, not 2000, 2008, 9. And one day I get a call there, and I look at, and it was nobody else less than the great Hindustani singer Pandit Jasraj himself on the phone. And he said, Nishikant, I am coming to Parthi. I will be there for 2 days. See that I get a chance to sing in front of Bhagwan. That was what was told on the phone. Panditji was like a grandfather to me. I have performed with him. There are many tours and all, but that's separate. But here in front of Bhagwan, and who am I to decide that? But just out of love and concern, maybe he had come around to Bangalore and he wanted darshans. So immediately I conveyed the message to Chakravarti sir and the authorities. And they said, okay, fine. Let him come. Let Swami see him. That's the custom. You can't go and say, tomorrow Swami is coming or that. That's a different thing. Unless it's been invited. So he arrives. He gets a room and all. And then the evening darshan. Naturally, he's been made to sit in the veranda where Swami is, just right in front of Swami's, interview room in the Prashanti, Bhajan hall. So Swami comes on the chair. He looks at him, waves like that and goes inside. So that's the end of the interaction. Bhajans happen. Here, Pandit Jasraji is very keen that I should get a chance to talk to Bhagwan and say, make a wish that Swami, if possible, can I get a chance to sing few bhajans? So it didn't happen, but Aarti and all was done. So the next day, the same day when we went back to Jasraji's room, he was more anxious now. He said, no, I will do one thing, let me meet the authorities, let me talk to them. Maybe they can tell Bhagwan. And I was helpless because, we took him to the authorities over there. And they met him very cordially, they talked with him. And then, they can't tell, in front of Jasraji that, we can't tell Swami like that. Unless Swami makes some kind of a direct dialogue or, he talks to you, that's the best thing. And it will be so, because nobody's an authority to you can't prompt Swami, right? So that was the test. Seems like the whole night he could not sleep. And early morning, I again get a call. He says, I want to go for Omkar Suprabhatam. And that was even just 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, because of his age and all, we went inside, had darshans, and Omkar Suprabhatam, he came back. Morning darshan, Swami didn't come out for darshans. Evening time again he was made to sit over there. Swami came. He looked at him and just asked, Kaisa hai? How are you? That was how he was. And he was wanting to talk more, but Swami went ahead. And then later Swami came in the bhajan hall. Those times, many a times, bhajans would be in the bhajan hall, the inner sanctum. And I was seated over there. And Swami looked at me and said, in Hindi, he said, Uski bahut ichha hai gaane ki. He wants to sing, So we were just looking at Swami. And then Swami called me and said, as if abhi kaise kare, how shall we do? Now bhajans are there. And, there is no function also. But he's come all the way and he wants to sing. Swami is telling me all this thing. I wish, it was an interaction between Panditji, Jasraji and all. So we were just quiet. Then he said, okay, we'll do one thing. We'll start the bhajan early. Let him sing 2 songs. Let him to sing 2 songs. And so I quickly asked Swami, here or outside? He said, no, here only we'll do. So inside the bhajan hall, normally nobody gets a chance to sing in the sanctums or that in the bhajan hall. Outside many people get. So he was called inside, his disciple and all, everyone came and then he sang 2 bhajans. Then after the second bhajan, Swami asked him particularly, do you know this Purandar Dasa bhajan? He said, Swami, no, I do not know about that song. But I will prepare for it. He said, no problem, you prepare, I will call you again. So I am telling you, when he started singing, he almost started crying. You could feel that bhavana, that love. It's not just, and then before, many a times Swami had heard him for hours together. But that bhavana, that urge, the feeling, that love, and the way Swami was listening to him was like so divine. So that's people of that stature, even then, whoever they are, Padma Bhushans or whatever, the great singers or any high-ups of the country, in front of Swami, everyone is the same. So we all, many a times, our inner wish is there. Everyone has a wish, I'm sure, including me, but I'm not a good singer. That one day I should get a mic and I should be able to sing for Swami, wherever it is. It might be in the center or somewhere. Everyone's urge is there. But then we all, we have faith, we have belief that, Swami will grant us. Something about, when I'm saying faith, belief, there's a quick, short story about, it almost defines what is faith, what is belief, and beyond all that, there is something even bigger word called trust. So faith and belief are very close to each other. Shraddha. Faith is Shraddha. Belief is, in Hindi or in Sanskrit they say Vishwas. Right? And trust, when you say that, yes, I have full trust on Swami, that is Samarpan. So we have Shraddha, Vishwas and Samarpan. So, faith is a very commonly used word. Even you can remember when you used to write letters, and when you finish the letters, yours faithfully and you make a sign. So it need not be just for faith for God, but it is also general faith, maybe the first step of having the spiritual belief, understanding. But belief is different. Belief is that when in the court of law, Naganand sir is not here today. In the court of law, you have to have a proof. Then that is like a belief, So it is proved. So unless and until it is proved, we don't believe. So when we go to the higher level of spirituality, and when we start, loving Swami more, and sometimes, or rather I should say many times, rather I should say all the time, in all the prayers, we just say, Swami, please do this, Swami, please do that. We keep on directing Bhagavan, you do this, you do that, I want this, I want this. And sometimes he listens to you and he does it. Really? He does it, definitely. Once in a while it happens. And that step is there, okay, I'm believing that he's listening to me. He must be really God, he must be really divine. Now he's listening to me. So God also gives you all these concessions, he puts you all in different pockets of levels of spirituality. Going ahead, now let me tell you about trust. What is trust? Trust is something even much beyond all that. There is this rope man. Rope man, the rope man who walks on a rope holding just a bamboo. But this man is not a common rope man. He's a world recordist, and a particular day, he is going to break his own record. He has walked on a 50-story towers. There's a rope over there at the 50th tower, 50th story, and on that height, he has already broken that record, that he walked from one end of the rope to the other end of the rope with 60 feet in between. Now this time he's going to do it 60 feet. So it's a great world record, and everyone is gathered, it is announced, and the press media, the Guinness Book of Record people, they check all that, and it's a big happening. And this time he's doing it in a different way, because that is even more dangerous. This time he's doing it with his own son sitting on his back. And he's going to walk all the way from there to there with his son sitting on the back without any harness. Just imagine, okay? In Hindi we say, kya daring hai? So that is the trust. But now the story goes further. When he starts his walk, everyone is with bated breath. They look up and some of them are literally praying, my God, let God save him, let it be, there's no problem. He walks very confidently with his bamboo stick, and he's walking and balancing. Halfway nearby, when he goes over there, gush of wind starts coming. And the whole, cable, whatever it is, it starts shaking. But he is so firm and so confident You know, the basic lesson is that you're not supposed to look down. So of course, he somehow makes it to the other side of the building successfully, and everyone claps. He comes down, he's garlanded, everyone wants a selfie, everyone is like, you know, he's like broken his own record, Guinness Book of Record. So he said, but I'm not yet done. I'm not yet done. Do you trust on me if I walk the same rope now backwards? They say, okay, yes, we bet on you. You can do anything. You have done such a great feat of job, and you can do anything. But he says, this time, I want one of you to give me their child to sit on my back. Will you give me? So that is the trust, right? We believe Swami, we have faith in Swami, we love Swami, but do we trust Swami? That's very, very important, because I'll tell you what, trust is that, what you can say, a dimension of a state of mind is total surrender, complete surrender, samarpan. And you have faith in Swami, you know Swami for n number of decades. Swami has been granting all your wishes, is blessing your family, but at one moment of time, he doesn't bless you. Maybe it's a very, very important thing in your life, it's a milestone, it's so, you know, important, and he doesn't bless you that moment. Our faith and belief starts shaking, sir. Right? But when you have true faith in Swami, and true love and true, you know, beyond, or rather I should say trust now, you take it as it is. Yes, maybe this is what is best for me. I should accept this and go on further in my life, making better efforts, making Swami more happy with my love and devotion. So that is the quality of devotion Swami is expecting from us, that we should not just have faith, belief, but we have to trust on Swami and accept what he wants to do. I hope we have some 5 minutes more. Is that okay? Yeah. So recently, you know, in Bombay, this thing happened. You might have not known it. Recently, a few months back, there was a Nagar Sankirtan in the morning, not early morning, but at one point, you know, from where they started to the other point where they had some function, they started, you know, having Nagar Sankirtan, not early, but in the day, with bhajans and all. It was quite a far area. So on the way, they had arranged a small kind of a tent over there for some refreshments because it was hot. So some, you know, chai, coffee and all that was there. And it was arranged and all that. So, you know, the people, when they reached over there, and they were, you know, bhajans were like, you know, other people was doing, but some of them wanted to have some, you know, refreshments, hot water, or tea, coffee. They realized that the gas cylinder, which goes to the burner, somebody that had forgot to even get the burner. And in that hustle bustle, who was there, he put the burner over there, pipe was there, all that, and he, Om Shri Sai Ram, he lighted, and the burner started burning. There was no gas cylinder. This happened recently. And can you believe, the whole chai, everything was done, and there is no burner there. So this recently happened. So it was like a big thing, like, you know, we need proof, belief. Yes, I see with my own eyes, then I believe what it is. We are still in that level of, you know, maybe at least me, that I want everyday experiences to get more and more faith. Once you are a devotee, once you accept Swami, always, of course, the experiences and miracles are always welcome. Who doesn't want to know or who doesn't want to realize? But we still have that something, some, you know, an insect or some kind of a thing going in your mind. I want more, I want more, I want more. And Swami keeps on giving us all the time. So it should be, you know, Swami is expecting much, much more of that. Much more dedication, much more love, much more going out in the society and working. As we all know, now that the time is running, I can see the fire burning, everyone's fire over there, maybe the hunger fire is burning. So I think with this a little bit of sharing my experiences, I stop over here. Thank you once again, the Raleigh Center and all of you gathered from various parts of the states and country. And I'm so fortunate to be a part of you and share my experiences over here. Thank you, Swami. And let's see that we get more and more experiences from Shittu brother and Nagaran sir, and enjoy it. Sai Ram.